Hello everyone and welcome to my STATA tutorial series. In this first video, I am going to guide you through some fundamental tasks in STATA that are essential for any data analysis project. Specifically, I'll show you how to create a STATA do file, run multiple regression analysis, and generate a publication style regression table. By the end of this tutorial, you will also know how to export this table to a Word document. So let's get started. So the very first step of STATA do file is to know how you can comment in a do file. So starting with a static, you can write whatever you want and it will not be considered as a code. The second important step is basically to change the working directory. And this is how we can change the working directory. So you go to file and then you select your relevant file where you want to store your output, for example STATA tutorial. So this you can also copy from here and then paste it in STATA do file. So the next time you do it, it will be done automatically. Now the next step is basically to run your relevant data. So either you have your own data or you can basically use the data set of STATA, built-in data set directory. So here you see basically we have different data sets. Okay, so here we select the auto data, which is part of the dataset library of STATA. You can see that we have some variables. So we can also write the command of importing data in STATA do file. Here you use sysuse and then auto.dta clear, and this will upload the relevant data set. Once you do it, the next important step is to understand the data. For this, we need summary statistics. And here you can see we have different variables like make, price. So this is a data set of car prices. And then some other variables like miles per gallon and trunk space, weight, length, etc. So we have minimum, maximum, and mean value with standard deviation of all these variables in this data set. So once we basically get to know the data, the next step is to run the regression analysis. So as usual, you have to convert each and every step. You have to transfer to your do file. Now running a regression analysis is simple. You just type reg and then your dependent variable, which is price in this case, and independent variable, which is miles per gallon. When you run, you see that we have a very comprehensive table with a lot of informations like observation, f-state, p-value, r-squared, etc. But mostly we are interested in the coefficient value, its standard error, t-values, and probability. And that's more often you see in a research paper that the researchers only present coefficient value and its t-value and p-value. So here you see that miles per gallon is statistically significant and the impact is net. Okay, so here you see that I have added another variable which is rep78. So this is now multiple linear regression model. So how we interpret the MPG variable in this model is that with every additional miles per gallon, the price of the car reduces by $271. The second variable is rep78, which is also significant. So for example, if we don't know what this variable means, we can always type codebook rep78, the variable name, to see that what is basically this variable for and how it looks like. So here we see that we have different values for this variable. The third variable I'm going to add to this regression analysis is the headroom, which is basically the headroom of a car. And this variable we can see is not statistically significant because the t-value is basically less than 2. So the rule of thumb is that either the t-value is greater than 2 or p-value is less than 0.05. The next variable we added into the model is trunk. So trunk is also positively affecting the prices but is not significant. So here we can see that the trunk variable is nothing but trunk space in cubic feet. So we have 5 cubic feet of trunk space and the maximum is 23. So again, if we see the regression table, the trunk is not statistically significant. Now we have added weight to the regression equation, and weight we can see is positively affecting the price. Now let's see that what does this weight variable mean. So again, we will write tab and then weight. So here we can see that weight is nothing but the weight of the car in lbs, which is pounds. So every additional pound of weight will increase the price of the car by $2.50. So yeah, so this way we can add as many variables as we want, but keeping in mind that we should only include relevant variables. Now here what I'm going to do is to just transfer all the 5 regression basically commands to my do file for the next time. So whenever I'm trying to do it the next time, it will only be like a one click and everything else will be calculated and estimated accordingly. So we have basically estimated 5 regression equations. So I am trying to transfer all these 5 equations to my do file. Yes, so now I transferred all the equations, and now when I select all the codes of the do file and then press Ctrl D, everything else will be calculated accordingly, as you can see in the background. Now the next step is, as I told you in the very beginning of the video, I will tell you that how you can export. First, how you can create a publication style table in STATA, and then how you can export it basically. So this is very easy. It's just like a STATA command which is called ESTSTO, which store the estimation result and then create a table. So let's do it, and then you will get to know that how one can do it. Let's get started. Write a comment. Let's create a publication style table. So the first thing here is to write est clear. So it will basically clear all the stored estimation outputs in our STATA session. So everything else will be cleared, and now basically store our new estimation equation. So this is quite simple. You just have to write ESTSTO before your regression equation. So this way you write ESTSTO before every regression equation, and then just select all these 5 equations and press Ctrl D to run the 5 equations again, but this time every equation will be stored. Just try to run it by selecting Ctrl D, and now we see we have the estimation output stored as EST5, EST4, EST3, and so on and so forth. So this way our regression equations are stored. Now the next step is to basically see how it looks like. By just typing ESTAB, we can see that how our regression table would look like. So now you see that basically this command clubs the 5 different regression equations into one table by only presenting the coefficient value and its standard errors in the parentheses. So the first column basically show the first regression, the second column show the second regression, and so on and so forth. So here you see that because we are not interested in all the details of a regression table, and normally in a research paper you see tables like this, and this is how we create it. So now we will transfer the ES tab also to our do file, and we can also change different things. For example, if I'm interested to present the standard errors in the parentheses and not the t-value, so I'll just write SE after the comma, and it will give me standard errors of each estimated coefficients. For example, if we are interested basically in also presenting R square in the table on top of these p-values and the statics, so this is a normal way of presenting it. So just write R2, but before R2, if we can see that if we want to eliminate these statics and these p-values, so you can simply do it by writing no star. The next thing I would like to show you is to basically bring the R squares below the N observation. So just simply write R2, and it will include the R square of all the 5 models, different models. So this way you can basically do it. Now the next step is basically to tell you how you can export this table to a Word format, and this is quite simple. So you only have to give a name to this ES tab command, and everything else will be estimated accordingly and then transferred to the directory which you have selected in the beginning. So I will show you how one can do it basically. So just write using after ES tab. Here before the comma you should write using, and then give name to your table. For example, if it's like the first STATA tutorial, so I will give a name something like first tutorial or something like this. And then remember, after the name you should put dot and then the format of the table. So for example, if I want the table to be like a Word format, I'll write .rtf. If I want the table to be a text file, I'll write .tex. So this way the table will be generated. And do not forget to write replace in the end, because if you don't write replace and you run all these commands the second time and want to create the table, it will not create the table, because the table is already there in the file, in our file. I will also show you what does it mean. So here you see the first tutorial.rtf is already present. So you just write replace, so it will replace the table in the file. And now you can see that we have like a very nice publication style table in Word format. Remember, it will take some time based on your computer, but I hope that it's there. So you see, it's very nice publication style table where we basically club all the 5 different regression analysis into one table, and we also put R squares and N, so we can always play around it. For example, if I want variable labels instead of variable names to make it more clear that what does this mean, these variable means, this is very simple, and just add label here and it will run the regression. It's not labels, it's only labels. So just remove S and then run it, and see it says that it is already open, so you have to close the file and then run this command again, so it will create a table. Let's look into the table. Now the variable names will be replaced by variable labels. Now you see the name of the variable is replaced by labels, so mileage per gallon, repair records. So now it is more intuitive and one can understand better that what does these variable means. So This is the way of exporting table. I hope you like the video. Please follow and subscribe for more interesting videos like this. Thank you so much.